Hey guys, welcome to Duly Noted. I'm Katie, and today I'm setting up April in my bullet journal. I did a poll on Instagram between like a naturey flower theme and a Back to the Future theme. And Back to the Future won. So this is probably the most colorful and bright setup I've ever done in any of my bullet journals, but I had a lot of fun with it. I started by taking some black paper on the left. Then I printed out a photo from Google of Marty and Doc by the car that takes them to the future, with this really pretty like sunset-y colors behind them, like smoke or clouds or something. But I really enjoyed the colors in this, and that's where I got the rest of my color scheme from. I'm taking some more black paper, struggling with my tape runner, and putting it on the back of the photo. And that is where my quote is gonna go. So I have all this white space in between, and I really don't like the way that looks. So I'm just taking a brush pen and kind of filling all of that in. There was a lot of white space, so it took me a few minutes to do that. I think this photo is really, really cool, and it definitely gave me a lot of inspiration. Now moving on to my title, I just had to kind of pencil it in really quick. I think the base for these spreads was fairly simple, but the font is kind of what I would say took me the longest to do. But once I got it down, by the end of it, I was a pro. So it's been a crazy year, and we're already back to April after our 2-week stay-at-home order. It's turned into a year. I think it's insane, but here we are, back to April, back to the future. It's crazy, but we're here. For my quote here, I am just taking a line from the movie. It says, "Your future hasn't been written yet. No one's has. Your future is what you make it. So make it a good one." I'm using a metallic paint pen for this part. And I used a white paint pen for my title. I wanted it to look almost like a signature or an autograph from the people from the movie, so I wrote it kind of off to the side there. Make it a good one. If you guys have seen my other bullet journal videos, you'll know that I don't add anything else to my calendar page but my calendar. So this month I decided to really space out my calendar boxes, and I have to say I really, really love doing it like this. I think I might do all of my calendars like this. I did 5x5 dot grid spaces, but then they're all a space in between. I don't know where my mind was at during this process, but I made quite a few mistakes. I just kept drawing lines with my ruler and kept passing the point where I was supposed to stop. You can see in that last row there, it's just like one continuous line. But that is nothing that a white gel pen can't cure. I also added an extra day to April, so again, not sure what I was thinking during this process. Here I'm taking a sheet protector that I just put a piece of cardstock in, and I'm taking some blue, some pink or reddish color, and a little bit of yellow, and just kind of swashing it all over this page. I took a spray bottle to just kind of add a little bit more water to it. I think the more water it has, the more of a smoke-like effect you'll get. Once I had it all covered and in kind of a pattern that I wanted, I went ahead and flipped it over and just rubbed it in really well all over the page. Here I'm just smearing it a little bit more so it's not so spotty over on the right side of the page, but I also have another fix for that. So I'm taking my paper towel and dabbing up a lot of the water before it absorbs too much into my page. If you let the water absorb, your color might be darker, but it will also make your page buckle a lot more than it already is. I didn't get any bleed through this, if you're wondering on that. This paper really held up well to that. I took a purple-ish color and just kind of colored all of the white sections of the page so that way it was a full color all the way through, even though it was a little bit lighter in the background. I went ahead and let that sit and let it dry, and then I am filling in my header, just making it pop a bit more. Then I'm taking my white gel pen and adding dates to the boxes. And because I had watercolored first on this page, my gel pen was having a hard time writing on top, so you'll see me trying to overlap it a couple times on some of the boxes. I really love how this calendar turned out and all the colors behind it as well. You can see some of the watercolor had leaked to the other side of the page, but it didn't matter because I'm going to do a similar effect on these pages here, so I didn't mind too much that it had leaked over like that. This next page is for my goals and my tasks. Sometimes when I pencil it out, I realize I'm too far to the right or the left, and so I usually will try and just go over and pen a space over like I did there with my tasks. I'm filling in my headers with black before I watercolor this time, making it a little bit easier on myself. Taking my spray bottle again. I do this off to the side so that way the water doesn't get all over my desk. Really trying to rub it all in. And there we have it. Again, I'm just going to pin this back and let it dry for a minute. And that's it for that page. Moving on to this next page, I am doing a habit tracker, which is something that I haven't done in this bullet journal. I used to do weekly habit trackers on my weekly pages, but I've been really enjoying having them very clean and minimal. So I thought I would go ahead and try maybe a monthly tracker for this month. Don't mind my head coming into the camera view. I was having a hard time trying to see the lines. I made 9 spaces for a habit tracker, and I'm gonna fill these in later. But I did add little mini calendars with just circles for me to fill in for each day that I complete these habits. I'm really interested to see how this will turn out for me. I've never done one like this before, but I know that they're really popular. This definitely gave me hand cramps by the end of it, all of these little circles. This is why I never do any of those little mini calendars in any of my setups. I just get so tired of this, so I just skipped ahead because it did take me a while because I was taking quite a few breaks in between. And again, just filling in my header at the top. I had debated in doing the headers the same as the Back to the Future font in kind of that orange and yellow with the blue outline, but it was a little bit too much color for me and I was a little bit nervous to try that. So I just went ahead and filled them in black. It's a little bit more my style, but still very colorful with the watercolor background. Here I'm doing a savings tracker. Me and my husband are saving up for a home, and we've been doing pretty good. So I just wanted a tracker to kind of track our savings for that, and this is it. I don't think I'll repeat this every month. I think I will just come back to this page. I think in my next bullet journal, I'll probably do it as a beginning spread, but it was something that I needed for this next month, and so I thought I would just go ahead and fill it in now. Like I said, we're saving up for a home, and so it's going to take quite a bit of money, and so each bar that you see here is like $1,000 or something. So each box that I tick off will be like $100 saved towards a home. Taking my watercolor again. I didn't show it this time because I've showed it a couple times, but the same process, except this time I did pink on one side, blue on the other, and purple in the middle to kind of give a little bit of a gradient effect. Once again, I'm going to let this dry, and then we'll move on to the next spread. So this next one, I'm just doing some watercolor in between my weekly spreads in like a triangle pattern. So I'm using this craft paper to kind of block off the rest of the page. I did find out later on with the rest of my weeklies that washi tape works a lot better. Again, just adding a bit more purple into those triangles, and then I'm going to go ahead in with my weeklies. So Saturday and Sunday are going to share a box at the bottom there. That's why I have it split in half. And I'm doing like this diagonal box because the Back to the Future font is like diagonal, I guess. So I just thought it would be kind of cool. I'm making a space on the side here for the days of the week. The only thing I don't like about this layout is that I didn't have space for a taskbar, which is something that I've really enjoyed having on all of my weekly spreads, so I made sure to include it in the rest of my weeklies. Later on, I did go in with the purple paint and fill in the entire outside of the page except for where the boxes were. And here's the final flip through. Let me know if you guys like Back to the Future and if you liked this theme and want to see more like this. I'd be really interested in trying out some new things, so let me know what you think. Even if you didn't like Back to the Future, I think this theme would be really easy to incorporate into another theme, just using the watercolor aspects. That's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you guys in my next video.